Okay, this is the third problem that we are going to practice today from our topic events. One second, please. All right, fine. So yeah, this is the third problem. So we are given that there are three types of batteries that are being tested. They are type 1, type 2, and type 3. The outcomes 1, 2, and 3 denote that the battery of type 1 fails first, battery of type 2 the next, and the battery 3 types the longest. The probabilities of the six outcomes are given in the figure 1.24 below. Okay, so we need to find out the four probabilities below. So let's start. Number A is given. We have to find out that type 1 battery lasts the longest. Probability of type 1 that lasts longest. All right. And so type 1 lasts longest in the table we are given here. So the ones in which one is in the last will says that the one lasts longest. So we have that in here and in here. So if we add up the two of them, 0.39 plus 0.03, then we get 0.42, which is the probability of type 1 lasting the longest. All right. So for number B, we are asked to find out the probability when type 1 battery lasts the shortest. Type 1 lasts the shortest. All right. So shortest will be the position of 1 will be at the beginning. So we have that here and then here. So we'll add up the two of them. 0.11 plus 0.07. So we get 0.18. Fine. Number C, we have the probability of type 1 battery does not last longest. Type 1 does not last the longest, does not last longest. All right, does not last longest generally indicates that it might last. It might fail first, or it might be in the position 2. So we can easily find it out by subtracting from 1 this probability, which says it lasts longest, so 0.42. So now we'll easily get 0.58. We don't need to go back to this table again for that. We can find it out from easily here. And in D, we're asked to find out the probability when type 1 battery lasts longer than type 2. Type 1 lasts longer than type 2. All right, so we can by this probability it generally indicates that does not matter what type 3 is, but type 2 will last longer than type 1. It generally means that. All right, so we can easily find that out by observing the table here. We can see that in this table type 1 will obviously last longer than type 2, so we can include that 0.24 plus, and in this table also 0.39. Type 1 will last longer than type 2 obviously, so we add plus 0.39, and let's see if we have more. I think we have more, and 0.03 here also. Type 1 will last longer than type 2, so we can add that here. So by adding the three of them, we'll get okay, so we get 0.66 for this is the answer of number D. Now we'll practice this last one problem. Now in the fourth problem, we are given a fair coin which is tossed 3 times, and what is the probability that 2 heads will be obtained in succession? Now for determining the probability of 2 heads in succession, we at first need to know the sample points of this. So you can learn about or practice the sample points problem from our previous video in this playlist, which is the number 1 video of our probability and statistics playlist, so you can check that out. Now if we are to know directly about the number of sample spaces, we have a formula that we can use, a formula for determining the number of sample spaces is equal to number of possible outcomes to the power number of tosses done here. So in the case of coins, we can use tosses, or for die we can use number of throwings, or we can change that up according to our given problem. Now for 3 times tosses, we have about possible outcomes 2 to the power number of tosses equals to 3, so we get about 8 possible sample points. 8 possible sample points. So now if we write down the sample spaces, sample points, we need to do that to do the problem easily. Now the sample spaces for 3 times of a coin will be um, head, 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 tail, head, tail, head, head, tail, 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 head, head, tail, head, tail, 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 head, and finally tail, tail, tail. So we are asked that 2 heads will be obtained in succession. So here we have 2 heads in succession, here we have 2 heads in succession, we also have it here, and we don't have it anymore. So we can see that the total outcomes here are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and number of times where head comes in succession twice is 3. So the probability of this event happening is 3/8. So that's it for our practice problems from the topic events. If you have any other confusion or any problem that needs to be solved, please feel free to comment below. Thank you very much. Till next, see you till next video.